Pranam Maharaj.
Namaste.
Pranam Maharaj.
Namaste. Am I audible?
Yep.
Yes.
Swami.
Okay.
Pranam Swamiji.
Namaste. Namaste.
That's straight.
Yeah. Pretty well. A little off.
Well, I don't want it to be a little off. Is that better?
Yeah, that's perfect.
We'll start with our prayer. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Sahana Bhavatu Sahanu Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om. Asato ma Sadgamaya Tamaso ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Amritam Gamaya Aviravirmayedhi. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om. Tava Kathamritam Tapta Jivanam Kavivevitam Kalmashapaham Shravanamangalam Srimadatam Bhuvi Grinanti Ye Bhurida Janaha. Let we be protected, let we be nourished, let we strive with energy and vigor. Let our study be enlightening and not give rise to hostility. Om, peace, peace, peace. Lead us to light, lead us to truth and not to untruth. Lead us to enlightenment and not ignorance. Lead us to immortality and not death. Let the self-manifest Atman grow in me. Om, peace, peace, peace. Your nectar-like words and warm and inspiring life stories, eulogized by learned sages, are indeed eradicator of shoots of ignorance. These are auspicious to hear and propitious to inculcate in one's own life. Those who take these words to the world are indeed great benefactor of the world. We are studying Sri Sarada Devi. Before starting, let me read from the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna suggested many times what are the ways. When people asked him, what are the ways to reach God, to attain God, to experience God? Is to tell that sadhu sangha is very important. Satsang. Sadhu doesn't mean that one should have companionship of a monk. Sadhu means sat, satsang. Satsang is very important. He would say, if you want to learn medicine, you need to accompany doctor to see what treatment is given to a particular patient. And another example he gave, if you want to be expert of threads, which one is 42 number thread or which one is 43, you won't understand until or unless you be with a merchant who deals with thread business. So Sri Ramakrishna said to a Pandit, "It is good to live in the company of holy men. Now and then the disease of worldliness has become chronic in man. It is mitigated to a great extent in holy company." See, just imagine, we are meeting here. It is a satsang. At least this time we will not be involved in worldly matters. So holy company is very important. It gives inspiration. Only thing, it should not stop with inspiration, but after that it should be followed up. So Sri Ramakrishna further says, "I and mine, that is ignorance. True knowledge makes one feel, O God, you alone do everything. You alone are my own. And to you alone belong houses, buildings, family, relatives, friends, the whole world. All is yours. But ignorance makes one feel, I am doing everything. I am the doer. House, buildings, family, children, friends, and property are all mine." Gita says, "Ahamkara vimuratma karta aham iti manyate." A fool who is egoistic thinks that he is doing. But how it happens? Prakritehe kriyamanani gunaihi karmani sarvasha. It is in Prakriti that everything happens. By its three gunas, all the functions happen. So this one can understand when one have good company, satsang. Once a teacher was explaining all this to a disciple. He said, "God alone and no one else is your own." The disciple said, "But revered sir, my mother, my wife, and my other relatives take very good care of me. They see nothing but darkness when I am not present. How much they love me." The teacher said, "There you are mistaken. I shall show you presently that nobody is your own. Take these few pills with you. When you go home, swallow them and lie down in bed. People will think you are dead, but you will remain conscious of the outside world and will see and hear everything. Then I shall visit your home." So to cut the long story short, that way the Guru came, and though he looked like he was dead, but he was not dead. And nobody wanted to die on his behalf. So that way, Guru taught him that nobody in this world is my own. Though it looks like it is like this. Not only that, we have various social engagement, various, nowadays, so many attractions are there. Our mind is attracted not only in our property, not only in so many ways, but even worthless ways also we spend our time. Therefore, satsang is very important. Satsangati nisangatvam. So satsang is the starting point. But this happens by the will of God. But anyway, I'll read something more. As we are reading the life story of Holy Mother Sri Sarada Devi, regarding this, what is her position in the Leela of Sri Ramakrishna, the divine play of Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna was talking to disciples, devotees. A man asked me, why don't I see God? I said to him, as the idea came to my mind, you want to catch a fish. First, make arrangement for it. Throw spice bait into the water. Get a line and a rod. At the smell of the bait, the fish will come from the deep water. By the movement of the water, you will know that a big fish has come. So he further said, so this is the way that we are to proceed on that. After satsanga, that we are to continue our pursuit. Sri Krishna is the Purusha and Radha the Prakriti, the Chit Shakti and Adya Shakti. Radha is Prakriti, the embodiment of three gunas, Sattva, Rajas and Tamas, are in her. As you remove the layers of an onion, you will first see tints of both black and red, then only red, and last of all, only white. The Vaishnava scriptures speak of Kama Radha, Prema Radha, and Nitya Radha. Chandravali is Kama Radha. Srimati is Prema Radha. Nanda saw Nitya Radha holding Gopala in her arms. So the Brahman of Vedanta and the Chit Shakti are identical. So Brahman and Chit Shakti are identical. Water and its wetness. So Chit Shakti, so when Brahman wants to create, he projects himself as Chit Shakti. The moment you think of water, you must also think of its wetness. And the moment you think of water's wetness, you must also think of water. Or is it like it is like the snake and its wriggling motion. The moment you think of the snake, you must also think of its wriggling motion. And the moment you think of the snake's wriggling motion, you must also think of the snake. When do I call the ultimate reality by the name of Brahman? So Sri Ramakrishna is asking question. When do I call the ultimate reality by the name of Brahman? When it is actionless or unattached to action. So actionless or unattached to action. When a man puts on a cloth, he remains the same man as when he was naked. He was naked, now he is clothed. He may be naked again. There is poison in the snake, but it doesn't harm the snake. So that means guna, though it resides in Brahman when it is active, but all these gunas will not affect Brahman like snake. It is poison to him who is bitten by the snake. Brahman itself is unattached. So names and forms are nothing but the manifestation of the power of Prakriti. Sita said to Hanuman, my child, in one form I am Sita. In another form, I am Rama. In one form, I am Indra. In another form, I am Indrani. In one form, I am Brahma. In another, Brahmani. In one form, I am Rudra. In another, Rudrani. So whenever names and forms you see, whatever names and forms you see are nothing but the manifestations of the power of Chit Shakti. In Sri Ramakrishna Leela, Sri Ramakrishna is like Brahman. So he used to say that I trade in both the parts. In between, I baj khela. Baj khela means like boat, it goes from one shore to another and comes back like that. Once Sri Ramakrishna asked him, there is a meadow, endless meadow, but there is a wall in between and there is a hole. By that, we can see a long stretch of land, other side. Even we can go the other side. Then Sri Ramakrishna asked, could you understand? M said, yes. What is that? Then he said, you are that hole, the whole. So through Sri Ramakrishna, we can see a great distance of the other side. And he goes into samadhi, experiences that which is non-dual state, but he comes back. For him, there is no division. But for us, we see divisions. Abhibhaktam vibhakteshu. Though it is divided as it were. But ultimately, if we analyze, if we try to see, there is no division. So anyway, here in Sri Ramakrishna Leela, we see Mother Sarada Devi. Sarada Devi is Shakti. And Sri Ramakrishna would introduce, is she a trifle? She is my Shakti. So Sri Sarada Devi is Shakti, Chit Shakti. She came here to impart knowledge of self. It's not ordinary knowledge, but Paravidya, Adhyatma Vidya. So that is why we need to understand that she is embodiment of knowledge, Saraswati herself. So let us read from her life. Yes.
He also taught her mantras for different gods and goddesses and transmitted his spiritual experiences to her so that she could conduct her spiritual ministry. Later, when Holy Mother initiated her disciples, she told them, "The mantras I give were taught to me by the Master. These are Siddha mantras."
Okay, Siddha mantra means living, perfected mantra. So whatever mantra that is imparted in our order, those are Siddha mantra, living mantra, perfected mantra. So it is not like if you read various books, you can find lots of mantras, but those are not Siddha mantra. It is potent. That means when we practice that, it manifests. So what is the manifestation of a mantra? Manifestation here means transformation. You will be transformed if you repeat the mantra that is given by your guru. As you go on practicing, your character will be changed. You will be alert. You will be aware of your own divinity. So this is transformative. It is like a seed. When seed is sown, gradually it sprouts and then becomes a big tree. Similarly, in a person, his character is divinized. It is not that he'll grow two horns or a long tail. But what will happen? All the divine qualities will increase in him. And what are the divine qualities? Bhagavan Sri Krishna has said in Bhagavad Gita, Abhayam, fearlessness, Sattva Samsuddhi, the refinement of Sattva, Jnana, knowledge, Yoga, uniting with Lord, Jnana Yoga Vyavasthiti, Dhanam, he has great heart to offer to others. Vyavasthiti. There are about 26 characters. These are Devi Sampat. Those Sampats increase. So Siddha Mantra fructifies. It manifests its divinity. You know, a person may be angry or infatuated with this world. But with the repetition of mantra, then gradually he knows that this world is not a physical nature, but it is divine. That way, he'll not be attached here. Rather, he'll be detached. So this way, the Siddha mantra will manifest its divinity. Yes, go ahead.
After receiving her mantra from the master, Holy Mother told Lakshmi, "The master wrote a mantra on my tongue. Why don't you go to him and ask for a mantra?" When Lakshmi went to the master, he wrote on her tongue a seed mantra of Radha Krishna, which was a Vaishnava mantra. When Lakshmi informed him that she had already been initiated with the Shakti mantra, the master replied, "It does not matter. I gave you the right mantra." Whenever an opportunity arose, the master would give spiritual instructions to Holy Mother and Lakshmi. One evening, he spoke at length to them about the gopis' love for Krishna. At the end of his talk, he said to Lakshmi, "Discuss what you have heard from me with your aunt tonight. You have seen the cows eating grass in the field during the daytime. At night, they chew the cud. Similarly, you should go over with your aunt what you have learnt now. Then you will not forget my words."
Yeah, so this is contemplation. Whatever we hear, then we are to ruminate. We are to repeat that. Then only transformation happens. It is not enough to hear once. As Sri Ramakrishna would say, that people take bath in Ganga. So what happens? All the sin, and that is bad karma, they perch on the tree. So as you go to the Ganga, all the sin will go away. But as soon as you come out of Ganga, then all the sin will jump on your shoulder again. So what is the point? Point is that one should not be in the same position as he was. Rather, one has to contemplate what I have heard, why this is. You know, many times we hear this. We have only one topic. But when we think, oh, we have heard, then nothing will happen. But as we think, as we go dive deep, then only inspiration comes, then only we try to inculcate in our lives. Okay.
Many years later, when someone read the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna to Holy Mother, she said, "The master used to give me such fine instructions. If only I had known how to write, I would have noted down his words." On another occasion, the master drew a diagram of the 6 centers of the Kundalini on a piece of paper and gave it to Holy Mother. Unfortunately, it was lost. She later lamented, Ah, how could I have known then that so many things would happen in connection with the master? I lost that diagram of the 6 centers of the Kundalini and could not trace it anywhere.
So all this is a part of Leela, how she would hide herself. The thing is, they came with a mission. But this is the way she conducted herself. Yes.
Once a young woman came from Calcutta. When she was in the Nahabat, she was overwhelmed with spiritual emotion and accidentally kicked over and broke the water jar. The all-forgiving mother was not upset. On the contrary, she asked the master, "Well, why could I not have ecstasy like her?" The master consoled her, saying, "They are city girls. They indulge in excitement and are shameless. They are like one who has one leg on a banyan tree and the other on a bel tree. They chew the entire goat and then swallow it. Why do you want to be like them? You will achieve everything. Please wait. You have a bashful nature. You belong to a higher realm. Compared to you, those women are in a lower state. Have you not heard about the subterranean river?"
Not only that, subterranean river means like in India, there's Falgu river. Falgu, on the top you'll find sand, but water underneath. If you dig a little, you can see water. So in hills also, on the top you can find snow, but inside or below the river is flowing. So that's so Holy Mother's spirituality was like that. There was no show, outside show. Sri Ramakrishna would give another example. Like a small pond or the water body, very small. If an elephant enters there, then it will be a splash everywhere. But suppose there is a big lake, when 1,000 elephants entered there, nobody will notice that so many elephants are there. So bhava hasti. Elephant is like emotion. Some people are overwhelmed. Little something happens, it starts weeping. Not even something has happened significantly. Yes, they start weeping. It is emotional surcharge. Rather, one should control one's emotion. Then only one can go higher and higher. But we are emotional people, so this happens. But Holy Mother's nature was different. She would absorb all. See, Sri Ramakrishna, after the worship of Shodashi, offered everything, all sadhana, even his rosary, Japamala. And Sri Ramakrishna prostrated himself in front of her. And she absorbed everything. Now you think how strong mother was. Yeah.
One day, Narendra came to Dakshineshwar and the master asked him to sing a song. Narendra tuned the tampura, a stringed instrument, and began to sing.
So tampura has got 4 strings and sa, pa, and bass sa or pa, and 4 strings in here. Sa, pa, pa, and bass sa. Anyway, go ahead.
Thou art my all in all, O Lord, the life of my life, the essence of essence. In the 3 worlds I have none else but thee to call my own. Thou art my peace, my joy, my hope, thou my support, my wealth, my glory, thou my wisdom and my strength. Thou art my home, my place of rest, my dearest friend, my next of kin. my present and my future, thou, my heaven and my salvation. Thou art my scriptures, my commandments. Thou art my ever gracious Guru. Thou the spring of my boundless bliss. Thou art the way, and thou the goal. Thou the adorable one, O Lord. Thou art the mother tender-hearted, thou the chastising father. Thou the creator and protector. Thou the helmsman who dost steer my craft across the sea of life.
You know, when we are in good terms and in good time, we don't think about God. But when we are in difficulties, then only we have such emotion or some, say, for such love. Generally, it looks like some words, but when Narendranath sang, he sang with wholehearted love, offering his own self to God, Lord. So these are not only simple words, but these are expression of his love to God. Generally, what happens, we read, quickly. When there is a song, we go quickly. We read, but no. While reading, we have to soak that emotion, that love. Yes.
The master went into samadhi as he listened to this song.
Okay, there is a note here. According to the Ramayana, when Dashratha and Ram, Lakshmana and Sita were in exile near the shore of the Falgu river in Gaya, Rama and Lakshmana went to take a bath. Meanwhile, Dashratha appeared to Sita and asked for a pind or sacrificial cake. Sita asked him to wait, but he insisted on having a pind from her, and so she offered it to him. When Rama came, Sita told him what had happened, but he did not believe it. The Falgu river was a witness. Sita requested it to testify, but it remained silent. Then Sita cursed the river. Henceforth you will go below the sand and flow invisibly. So lots of such kinds of incidents or happenings happened. So anyway, go ahead.
In the Nahabat, Holy Mother and Yoganma listened to Narendra's devotional singing, and they were greatly moved. Later, the master told Holy Mother, "Let me tell you this. You have heard Narendra's song, 'Thou art my all in all, O Lord.' Please meditate on that song for a few days." A spiritual attitude.
See now, hearing and hearing, the difference in hearing and hearing. So when Narendranath sang with whole emotion, and that conveyed the idea, and Sri Ramakrishna said, now you contemplate that love and those wordings. Yeah.
A spiritual attitude towards work evolves from work and worship to work as worship, and finally to work is worship. Holy Mother never felt any difference between work and worship. Despite her heavy household work, she made time for japa and meditation. During her spare time, she picked flowers from the garden to make garlands for the image of Mother Kali. Holy Mother could also sing well. One night,
Generally we are tired with say little something, then we are tired. But Holy Mother, really, how much she walked, and silently, even for her own disciples, She cooked for them, served them, even cleaned the place. So a great karma yogi, from that point of view. Yes.
Holy Mother could also sing well. One night, she and Lakshmi were singing in low voices, and the master heard them from outside. The next day, he said to Holy Mother, "Last night I heard you singing, and you seemed to be absorbed. That's very good."
Yeah. So singing not only just it should be melodious, but one should absorb oneself in that singing. And this, especially in Bengal, they repeat the same, but with various same wordings. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So they sing for say 72 hours continuously. Maybe some parties will come and repeat the same thing in various tunes, of course. But they sing while singing, they weep, and sometimes they lay on ground and totally merge in that singing. That is very remarkable to see. Yes.
The Mahabharata says, "Gentleness conquers the hearts of the cruel as well as the kind." There is nothing in this world that gentleness cannot conquer, so gentleness is a powerful virtue. Holy Mother was an embodiment of gentleness and modesty. Because she lived in the temple garden of Dakshineshwar, a public place, the master always protected her from the gaze of outsiders. That is why there was a bamboo screen around the Nahabat. He even forbade his nephew Ramlal to visit the Nahabat without a purpose, in order to give Holy Mother privacy. Once Hride brought prasad from the Radhakanta temple to Holy Mother and Lakshmi and chatted with them for a long time. The master scolded him. "When you go to the Nahabat, return immediately after finishing the errand. Be careful. Do not spend a long time there indulging in jokes and laughter."
That time was different. Especially ladies, they were protected. Whereas now it is more open and not like this. Especially in India, that was, ladies were protected, parda. It happened because of invaders. Muslim invaders came and converted many people. Even they abducted wives and daughters, converted them into Islam. So gradually what happened, India adopted a new kind of custom that's called parda pratha. So it should not be seen. Ladies should not be seen. Whereas in South India, we see that people don't put veil and they are open. So in South India, that was not the case. But in North India, that was the case, and Bengal also, because lots of invaders came. Anyway, go ahead.
A musician named Nilkanta often came to Dakshineshwar and sang for the master. The master was very fond of his singing, and he knew that Holy Mother and Lakshmi loved to hear kirtan. He therefore told Ramlal, "Please keep the north door of my room open. There will be a current of ecstasy and devotion here, with singing and dancing. They must hear and see, otherwise how will they learn?" As the women stood behind the bamboo screen of the Nahabat, they watched the master sing and dance through a hole in the screen. When he saw the hole, the master humorously remarked, "O Ramlal, The hole in your aunt's bamboo screen is becoming larger and larger.
Hmm.
Oh,
So one thing, the page is 112 at the end. So it was mart of joy, as we know. Sri Ramakrishna was at the center, and devotees, his disciples, even lay persons also came and enjoyed that. Holy Mother, though, was very close, but was not allowed to go there, or she did not want to go because of her bashfulness. Only at the time of food, she would go and offer food. So Sri Ramakrishna would take all opportunities to joke. So he said, "Oh Ramlal, the hole in your aunt's bamboo screen is becoming larger and larger," because mother would see that dancing and also hear the singing, etc. Yeah.
Holy Mother was an eyewitness to the Master's God-intoxicated life. Perhaps he was trying to share with her his divine intoxication, vision, and samadhi. At the same time, he was trying to evaluate her understanding of spiritual ecstasy. One day, the Master was returning from the Kali temple when Holy Mother was sweeping his room and making his bed. As he walked through the paved courtyard, his eyes were bloodshot and his legs unsteady. He looked like a drunkard. When he entered the room, he touched Holy Mother and asked, "Hello, have I drunk wine?" Surprised, Holy Mother immediately replied, "No, no, you have not drunk wine." The Master then asked, "Then why am I tipsy? Why can't I talk properly? Am I drunk?" "No, no," she assured him. "Why would you be intoxicated like an ordinary drunkard? You are drunk with ecstatic love for the Divine Mother." The Master calmed down and then joyfully replied, "You are right."
So see how this Leela happened. And Holy Mother knew Sri Ramakrishna, that Sri Ramakrishna was absorbed in Mother. That's why she said that, why should you be a drunk? Rather, you have, in Bengali it is very nice, you have drank Amrito. Amrita means ambrosia. So the name of Mother is Amrita. You know, by repeating the name of Mother, one becomes absorbed in it. And that gives joy when there other thoughts are not there, only Mother. So Holy Mother knew that it is the bliss of Mother that he was experiencing. So she said, "No, no, no. Why would you be intoxicated like an ordinary drunkard? You are drunk with ecstatic love for the Divine Mother." Ecstatic love. You know, Sri Ramakrishna would say that, Sandhya merges in Gayatri. Gayatri merges in Om. So once a person utters Om, he is intoxicated, like he starts horripilating. And it's not a show, it's not a sham show. Rather, real feeling that happens when mind is pure and without any ripple, without any desire. So this is what Holy Mother assured. And you are drunk with ecstatic love for the Divine Mother. The Master calmed down and then joyfully replied, "You are right." So Sri Ramakrishna would test her also to assess how much she was understanding. Yeah.
In those days in Dakshineshwar, many spiritual aspirants would visit the Master and he would introduce the women aspirants to Holy Mother. One day, a Bhairavi, or tantric nun, came to Dakshineshwar. The Master said to Holy Mother, "Today a Bhairavi will come. Please dye a cloth with ochre for her, and I shall present it to her. The Bhairavi came after worshipping Mother Kali and had a long conversation with the master. She stayed at Dakshineshwar for a few days. She looked after Holy Mother, but she had a hot temper and she was sometimes intimidating. Once she told the mother, "Keep some rice soaked in water, which has a cooling effect, for me, or I will pierce you with this trident." When Holy Mother expressed her fear to the master, he replied, "Don't be afraid. She is a real Bhairavi. That is why her temper is a little hot."
So all kinds of, monks, nuns, devotees, ordinary people would come to Dakshineshwar. A great stage. And interacting with them, Sri Ramakrishna taught them the highest knowledge, and also those people who are examples. In our lives also we may be we may experience. So what we are to do in all situations, that is being shown here. So yeah, another thing that Sri Ramakrishna would say, even monks or nuns are also three kinds: Sattvic, Rajasic, and Tamasic. Once a hot-tempered monk came, and Sri Ramakrishna would be folded hand. And another time is a monk came, and he was meditating. And that time, the sunlight came and fell on his face. So Sri Ramakrishna took an umbrella and protected him from sun. So this is to show that we are not to judge anyone, not judgmental, but rather we are to take as it is and not to be attached. Yes.
During meditation, Holy Mother would forget time and space, but a desire came to her to experience ecstasies as Gaudima did. One day she asked the master through Lakshmi to fulfill her desire. The master said in reply, "Why does she wish to have ecstasies? Gauri is a girl from Kaligat with a masculine nature. She can withstand public criticism. It is good for her, Holy Mother, to suppress spiritual emotions." Then, quoting a proverb, he said, "A female with a calm and sweet nature develops strength and attains success. A woman should lead a life of steadiness and humility. Modesty is her religion. If she loses it, people speak ill of her."
In Bhagavad Gita also, it is said that the ornament of a woman is her gravity and also bashfulness. Yeah, the shloka is not coming to me as of now. Yes, go ahead.
All sincere spiritual seekers covet ecstatic moods, spiritual visions, and samadhi. They want to enjoy that blissful state. Holy Mother witnessed the Master's frequent samadhi and the spiritual moods of his devotees, so it is quite natural that she wished to experience samadhi. She knew that the Master had the power to impart samadhi, but he did not encourage outer manifestations of spiritual feelings in Holy Mother. Another day, when she complained that she was not having ecstasy, the Master told her, "What will happen if you fall into ecstasy? Your clothes will fall off and you will cut capers. Who will look after your clothes?" During samadhi, the Master was completely oblivious of the external world and could not keep his clothes on his body. Moreover, Hriday and the disciples had to support him so that he would not fall. Yogin Ma recalled, "A few days after I became acquainted with Holy Mother, she said to me, 'Please tell the Master that I would like to experience a little spiritual ecstasy. I don't find him alone to speak about this matter myself.'" The next day I found the master seated alone on his cot. I bowed down and informed him of Holy Mother's wish. He listened, but remained silent and grave. When he was in a serious mood like that, no one dared talk to him. I sat there silently for a while and then left after bowing down to him. Returning to the Nahabat, I found that Holy Mother was performing her daily worship. As I opened the door, I noticed she was laughing ecstatically and she began to cry profusely. Tears streamed from her eyes. This continued for a while. Then she became still and went into samadhi. I shut the door and came away. After a long while, when I returned to her room, she asked, "Have you just come from the master's room?" I said, "Well, Mother, you say that you do not experience ecstasy." Abashed, Holy Mother laughed.
You see, on the play, the divine play. And Holy Mother was giver of samadhi. Swami Sridharanji asked Swami Shantarupanandaji, "Say, Maharaj, we read in the gospel and we hear from the elderly monks that Holy Mother, Sri Ramakrishna would go to samadhi now and then. What about Mother?" So Swami Shantanandaji, he did not react in first 2-3 times. Now, third time when he asked the same question, he scolded Sridharanji Maharaj. That, what do you think about my mother? Mother is giver of samadhi. Is she an ordinary person? Rather, she would conceal herself. Mahamaya. Mahamaya. So Mahamaya means great Maya Shakti. So mother was like that. Mother also experienced, but she would hide herself. And this is the play. Yes.
Holy Mother later said,
Yeah.
afterwards, from time to time, I used to spend the night in Dakshineshwar with Holy Mother. One night, someone was playing a flute. As Holy Mother listened, she went into an ecstatic mood and began to laugh off and on. I sat on the corner of her bed with great hesitation. I restrained myself from touching her in that state as I was a householder. She regained her normal state after a long time. Holy Mother later said,
okay, say suppose you don't get that ecstatic love. But if you improve or say, Swami Vivekananda gave stress to have our character be built. Man making, character building education. It is not that everybody will experience samadhi. Though that's the goal, of course that's the goal. But if you are developing your character strong and with love and compassion for the divine and his creation, so that way one can feel that one is progressing. It is not for everybody that, oh, why not I am getting samadhi. One should not think that way. Rather, one should be able to conquer the lower propensities of life. Say kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya. As one progresses, all these get lessen and less and less. Yes.
Holy Mother later said, "When I lived in Dakshineshwar, someone would play the flute at night. I thought it was God playing the flute. That sound would create such an intense longing for God that my mind would merge into samadhi. One day, Holy Mother was meditating when someone loudly called out to her. Her meditation broke and she cried out. The master rushed to the Nahabat when he heard this, and gradually Holy Mother became calm. The master said to others, when someone is in meditation, one should neither call nor make any noise near that person.
So what happens when you are concentrating, and then even if there is a little sound, that becomes like thunder, because senses are so sensitive. It becomes sensitive because of concentration. So that's why we should not disturb if someone is meditating. It is not easy to meditate, and if a person has got that tendency and he's trying to concentrate, then we should help. So that helping is also good. When we support something good, that's also good. Yeah. Okay, time is up.
Oh,
No, this one you finish.
okay.
Yeah.
Swami Nikhilananda wrote, Sarada Devi did not outwardly practice austerities or observe rituals to the extent Sri Ramakrishna did. Her life was one of quiet prayer and meditation, and she never neglected the performance of her daily duties. She appeared to others more like a householder than a recluse or ascetic, yet the ocean of her spiritual experience was as bottomless as his. This shows that she was not just a saint or a mystic, but like her husband, a manifestation of divinity. Sri Ramakrishna was fully aware of Sarada Devi's future. Referring to her one day, he said to a woman disciple, she is Saraswati. She has assumed a human body to impart wisdom to men, but she has hidden her celestial beauty lest people, by looking at her, should befoul their minds with sinful thoughts. Both before and after his death, the master often reminded her of her future role. He gave her detailed instructions about awakening the spiritual power of her future disciples.
And don't think she has finished her job. She is still here. And she is awakening our wisdom. That's why such a life is very inspiring. We should read Mother's life to get inspiration and to follow her footsteps. Thank you very much. Akshay?
Yes.
Yes, go ahead.
What are the 6 centers of Kundalini?
Okay. Now, Kundalini is a power. Kundalini means coiled. But what are the 6 centers? So first is Muladhara. Muladhara means at the base of your vertebra. Muladhara. Then Shadhisthana, Manipur, Anahata, Vishuddha, Agnya, and Sahasrar. The 7th is Sahasrar, the highest. So when one meditates, gradually these chakras are awakened, and Kundalini Shakti wakes up and touches all the centers. And when that Kundalini Shakti power touches the highest, the Sahasrara, then one gets Samadhi. So Kundalini is coiled up energy. As of now, everyone has got this power within, but it is sleeping. So Sri Ramakrishna would ask devotees to wake up Mother Kundalini. Jago, Jago Ma Kundalini. So this way, one should pray, the main thing is concentration. In our order, one should, and in our order, this is the tradition mainly that one should meditate in the heart chakra. Muladhar, Shadhishthan like a bit up. Then Manipur behind the navel. Muladhar, Shadhishthan. Manipur, Anahata is this one, Kantha. Manipur is heart. Yeah, Manipur. And then Anahata. Anahata, once mind goes above it, then there is no fall. It will not be hurt. Anahata. And Anahata. Anahata is heart, and Vishuddha. And then Shastra is the highest. Agya. So in between the eyebrow. So in some tradition, even in our order also, some people meditate on between the eyebrows. Agya chakra. But Sri Ramakrishna would say that it is in the gospel also, that heart is very safe place. Yeah, Muladhar, Shadhishthan, Manipur. Manipur is heart. And then Vishuddha, Anahata. Muladhar. No. Muladhar, Shadhishthan, Manipur. Manipur is navel, behind navel. Then Vishuddha. Then Anahata. Then Agya and Shastra. So you can find in the internet, you can nowadays Google Guru. That you can have the diagram, but it is in between two forces. That means Ida and Pingala, and Shushumna is in between. But it is not physical, it is spiritual. Yogis only can see. But if you cut the vertebral column, you cannot see. But you can feel. When you are concentrating, you can feel joy. You can feel strength, confidence. So this way you can feel it, but it's not physical. Okay. We'll say our prayer. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shantihi Shantihi Shantihi. Harihi Om Tassat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Another thing is that pranayam. So Sri Ramakrishna said, in bhakti, kumbhaka happens by its own. There are three: purak, that means when the breath is taken within, that's called purak, filling up. And rechak means when you exhale. That means gradually you have to exhale. And kumbhaka is holding that. The two types of holding can be possible. After releasing the breath, you can hold for some time. Or inhaling breath, you can hold for some time. So what Sri Ramakrishna prescribed for ordinary people like us, that one should have devotion, then Kumbhaka will happen by itself. The main thing is devotion to God and building one's character. Okay, thank you very much.
Hmm.
Pranams.
Namaste.
Pranam, Swami.
Namaste. Hari Om.
Pranam.
Namaste. Namaste. Hmm.